What's going on, guys? My name is Michael, but you can call me MAB, and today we're going to be making the definitive Chaos Reigns tier list. Now, I know Ghostface is releasing, I think, on the 19th of November, so I think this is like kind of the best time to make a tier list. Like, I don't really get why people make tier lists like right when Chaos, like when an update happens. Like, people are making tier lists within 1 week of Chaos Reigns, and it's like you kind of need to let the characters simmer for a bit. You need to see what the meta is. So this is going to be strictly a Combat League tier list. Don't come for me being like, in this offline tournament, actually, this guy. No. This is Combat League. Now, me personally, I've played a lot of Combat League. I've reached God rank in the past 2 ranks, so I think I've gotten far enough to know what I'm talking about here. So let's go. First thing I need to do first, though, is I need to name the tiers, because this is kind of basic. I'm not going with S plus SA. I'm gonna give the tiers a little bit of the MAB magic touch. Okay, let me do that real quick. Okay, I will be using this tier list from TierMaker. All credit goes to Elano Tony on X or Twitter. You get me? He's the person who did this, and I'll link this in the description of this video. So I've made my tiers. The first tier I have is Touch Grass tier. This is the tier of the scumbags. This is the scumbags of Combat League, the people who run Combat League, the people who, when you come across these characters, you want to quit the match. Every time you run against one of these characters, you're gonna want to quit the match. And yes, this tier is gonna be ordered. Now, the next tier we have is Sweaty Little Boy. These are people that are not as bad as the top 5, but they're pretty bad. Like they're the type of character that, if you're pissed off at the top 5, but like you don't want to pick one of the top 5, these are the people you pick. But you're still a sweaty little boy. Like, you're just still a little bit of a scumbag. Not as much as a scumbag as the top 5, but you're still a scumbag. You get me? Next tier is the you play like this tier, right? This is the tier for all the characters that are mostly zoning characters are gonna be in this tier. You know, people with gimmick zoning, annoying characters, like specific characters that like to spam a specific move over and over and over again. That's what this purple slash pink tier is for. And you're a somewhat honest player. This is the majority of people. You know, I think most people will fall into this tier. Most of the honest people who, you know, aren't scumbags, you know, aren't C-words, you know, like who want to just play the game and have fun. They have a main that they like, you know, they're not a toxic player, they're not a toxic character, and maybe people just want to play this character. And then finally, our first character who we're going to be adding to a tier is Quan Chi. This is the tier specifically for Quan Chi, because Quan Chi is fucking shit. Don't censor that. He is shit. So first character we're adding is Quan Chi because he has his own tier. Quan Chi is so bad because Quan Chi has his pokes are just so.
Are you serious?
So bad.
This is
his
torture.
Armor setups are interesting, I think. Once you get them going, I think he can be like alright. But once one of the top 5 or top 10 characters gets in his face, he just loses. Like he just loses every fight. But let's go. This isn't what you guys are here for. You guys aren't here for the bottom tier. So we're gonna start with the tier at the top, the Touch Grass tier. Touch Grass tier character number 1. He's recently had a lot of buffs that have made him, I think, online in Combat League, the best character in the game. I think a lot of the other characters in Touch Grass tier require a lot more execution. Meanwhile, this character, well, let's just say, he brings chaos to the Mortal Kombat 1 Combat League scene. Havik in this current state is just disgusting. Like it's just so crazy. The armor swing, not having like the scaling on that not being completely reduced is a crazy buff. The kick he has, the air overhead kick he has when he jumps is a crazy buff. The low sweep, oh my god, like Havik Movado is such a the most powerful team in the game right now. But I still think that there are other teams that are right there. But in this current moment in time, in the current state of the game, once you come against Havik and Movado as any of the characters that would be in, like, you're a somewhat honest player, like in that green tier, you lose. Like, you're just not beating Havik and Movado in their current state, and that's just the way it is. Next character, let's just say this guy, he's just been running the game since he came out. I believe that since he released, he has been nerfed, but it's never been enough. He's always had the most powerful rush down. He's always had the most powerful plus frames in like up close I can't even speak. Plus frames, Johnny Cage, I think is still, I think he's still top 2, top 3, maybe top 1 arguably.
That's not ridiculous.
Johnny Cage,
that's not ridiculous to say that.
Like HAVIK is really good right now, but I think some of the things they did, I think they're gonna tone him down. But every patch, Johnny seems to keep getting away with it. You know?
Keep getting away with
I know,
it.
Jesse, that's what I'm talking about. He can't keep getting away with this. I know, but like, he just always does. And I just don't believe that they're gonna do anything significant to Johnny Cage, especially how people are talking about the character who's gonna be next on the list. Like, I think their focus is gonna be on that character and not Johnny Cage, even though Johnny Cage has been the best character in the game since the game came out, you know? You can say you can try and outzone Johnny, but then again, fan lift is always there when he has chameleon cameo, so you're just not gonna zone him. Like, you're not gonna do that. But the next character, the man who doesn't make mistakes, the man, where is this guy? Wait, what? Is he here? Ah! The Homelander. Homelander, he's just disgusting. Absolutely, he's so toxic. Homelander FERRA is just such a powerful team right now. What can you do once he gets you with the I beam or the neck break and he's hovering over you? Like, that is like top 3 most, like the top 3 scariest situations in the game. Like, you have to guess whether he's gonna do the kick or he's gonna do the lasers on the low lasers, right? And the fact that he can do it so consistently, the fact that he can do, he has command grab tick throws with FERRA, it's just like, I hate with FERRA or Janet, it's just like, bro, he's just such a powerful character. And I'm not opposed to us having powerful characters in this game, but like, why is Quan Chi so much worse than Homelander? Even though Quan Chi released like Quan Chi was the 2nd DLC character and Homelander was the 6th, right? Like where's the... He shouldn't be this far ahead of everybody else. Next character I want to put in the top 5. This might be a hot take. I don't know what makes this take hot, but in this current moment in time, I believe this character has always been good. I believe this character, I don't know why people are not playing this character more than they are. Like, I don't know why she's not winning tournaments, but I believe SINDEL Lao, like, mate, SINDEL is still one of the most powerful characters in this game. I don't know why nobody talks about it. Once she gets that hat down and she's gliding above you, like, that is another one of those top 3 most scary situations in the game. You know, she can break your armor so easily, she can zone you so easily, she can counter zone you so easily, she can, like, what can she not do? Overheads mix, low mix, she can, like, she's one of the most oppressive characters in this game. And I think that is the one thing that all 4 of these guys have in common, is they're just absolutely oppressive. You're never gonna get these guys off you. Okay, the next character in this list, remember, this is specifically a Combat League tier list, remember that. So the next character in this list, she's also terrorizing Combat League in its current state. She is kind of underrated somehow. I don't know why people are not seeing this, but people who have gotten to God rank and above understand how powerful CYRAX is. I think CYRAX is so powerful because when she hits you, you just lose. Like, she hits you one time and it's game over. You can try and jump back out of the pressure, but she can hit you with that move where she goes. Editing Michael will show you the move, but the one where she goes up and she does a spinny thing with her hand. You could try and zone her, but she has to teleport. Like, when I talk about oppression, CYRAX is the #1 oppressor in this game. She has a really good armor move as well. Her armor move kind of runs, she's kind of getting away from you. If you don't break her armor and if you try and punish it the wrong way, she's gonna be safe, like, cause she kind of flies away from you while she's spinning away. The command grab and the fact that she can cameo off the command grab, it's just so much. I believe she is top 5, and this is my top 5 Combat League. So if this is what you came here to see, you can leave. But the next tier is the sweaty little boy tier. These are the characters that are not just top 5, but they're very sweaty. Like, once you come up against these characters, you're probably gonna lose also. And the characters I believe in this tier are Scorpion and FERRA, disgusting. I'll talk about each of these after I put them in the tier. I think Scorpion, I think KENSHI, I think NITARA, I think ERMAC, and I think ASHRAH. I think she is that good, yeah. I think these 5 characters are in the sweaty little boy tier. Once you come up against these characters, you're not guaranteed a loss, but it's pretty, you're gonna be tough if you're playing anyone that's below these 10 characters. You're gonna have a tough time against these 5 here. KENSHI, who's the best out of these 5 in this current moment in time? I think it might be ERMAC. ERMAC, he's got such good pressure, you know, he's got disjointed normals, so what that means is he's going to be hitting you with a normal while it's not him physically hitting you, it's like the souls that he's controlling hitting you, right? His stand 2, his back 1-2, the one where he goes that one. Of course he's got the tick throws with Janet. Yeah, ERMAC is just a pressure monster, isn't he? Like, he's another character. It's a very common theme with these characters in the very high tiers, but you're just never gonna get them off you. Like, they're constantly gonna be on you. They're constantly gonna be mixing you. And with ERMAC, you just never know when it's gonna be your turn to press a button, because he'll go for his forward 4 and then he'll go for his glide, or he won't go for his glide, or he'll go for forward 4 into instant low, which you can meter burn for 2 bars and get a full combo, into Janet setups, into all sorts of stuff. And with Janet, he can get 60% combos. Like, if you want to do the Gento, like Janet Sento, like the puppet, all the puppet stuff, it's very difficult to do, but if you get it down, bro, like ERMAC is so good. He's a sweaty little boy and not touch grass, because ERMAC takes a lot of execution. You can't just pick up ERMAC and do and be the best ERMAC in the, no, you need to practice those cancels a lot, and those cancels they're really tough on your fingers. Like, it's very difficult to do that consistently, and that's why he's a sweaty little boy, because you kind of gotta be, you gotta be a sweaty little boy to master ERMAC in his current state, right? NITARA, I think I might put NITARA right behind ERMAC. I think her recent nerf, or no, not nerf, her recent buffs with the meterless launchers that she can get, like, bro, what the fuck is NITARA's damage, bro? Like, it's just not even, it's inhumane how much damage she does off one touch. Like, one touch with FERRA, she's literally a 2-touch character. If she hits you twice, you're dead. And I think it's a bit more of a coin flip with her, because she has such little health. Like, I think she has 950 or something with FERRA or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look at it again. I think Scorpion FERRA, actually, I'm changing my mind. I think Scorpion FERRA is better, because Scorpion doesn't have lower health, right? And then he also can get combos off his grab. Like with FERRA, he can combo off his grab. The recent buff they did to his back 3, like full screen FERRA mix, almost full screen FERRA mix, is just crazy stuff, you know. His teleport is way better now, you know. His forward 4-3, they gave him that a couple patches ago, but having that is always a good thing. His stand 2 is so good. Scorpion stand 2, Scorpion, he will always get you with those plus frames. If he does a spear, if he does a second spear in a combo, he's like plus infinity. like he can do whatever he wants after he gets you with the second spear in a combo. Yeah, I think Scorpion, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I do believe Scorpion FERRA is a better team than NITARA FERRA, because it's easier. I think with NITARA, to play her the right way, you kind of need to be a bit more erratic with how you move around. With your movement, you kind of got to be flying all over the place with NITARA, but with Scorpion, it's really way more simple. Stand 2, back 3, forward, I think it's forward 3, not forward 4, sorry. Like the one where he knees you, that move. I think it's just a little bit easier to play as Scorpion than FERRA, so I think because this is a Combat League list, these are the characters that once you pick them up, you're going straight to the top. Like, I just believe that ERMAC is at the top because his ceiling is higher. Anyone can pick up Scorpion and FERRA, but like you'll get to a point where you're not gonna get that much better. But with ERMAC, the ceiling is just all the way up there. So I just believe that the potential of ERMAC is higher than the rest. That's why ERMAC is at the top at this current moment in time. KENSHI is KENSHI. He's been KENSHI since he came out. I think this is a fair spot for KENSHI in Combat League right now. I believe he is one of the best characters in the game. He's pretty annoying to fight. Once he gets Sento up, you get me, he's playing his own game. He's doing his own thing. And usually KENSHI's, you know, pair up with Sub-Zero, so you'd see a lot of people talk about just outzoning him, but again, You're not gonna outzone him because Sub-Zero completely nullifies all zoning. You know, you can't zone a character when they've got Sub-Zero as their cameo. Kenshi, yeah, I do believe Kenshi's ceiling is also very high, but I believe a really good ERMAC is still like ERMAC at its highest is still better than Kenshi at its highest, I believe. In Combat League specifically, Kenshi's kind of been the same, and he's always been good, but a lot of characters are just way more dishonest right now. Now, next up, we have ASHRAH. Ugh. ASHRAH, she's just the fucking Serena merchant. Like, ASHRAH Serena is the team that any ASHRAH player with a brain would use, and any other ASHRAH players that I run up against use, and it's just annoying. Like, she'll go for her back, I don't know what it is, I don't know if it's a back three or whatever, but that string where she goes shing shing, like, it still fucks me up. I've been playing this game for a year and it still gets me, the fact that when she goes shing, like, editing might go show, but I always go like, oh, that's an overhead when it's a low, like, and then she obviously has a low starter. I just believe she's just annoying, you know, and she'll touch you and she'll hit you for like 35-40%, and she just does that over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, I don't think this doesn't look right in my eyes. I don't think she's on the level of these four. I think she's the top of this tier. You play like this, like another character is REIKO. Oh my god. REIKO players make me sick. You guys are just scum. Straight scum. Zoning scum. People, I don't know why people don't talk about REIKO anymore. I think the REIKO players have gotten bored of just standing there and throwing the projectile all the time. But it's very, very powerful to play REIKO like that. REIKO Tremor, and the fact that he can command grab you. He's very boring, but he's very effective. That's if I was to give REIKO anything, that's the best way I would describe him. And he's just annoying. Like, he will just zone you to death, REIKO, and it's so annoying. Oh, MILEENA. I think MILEENA could go up here. I think MILEENA has had such good damage. I think MILEENA has her armor break. I think MILEENA has really good mix. She has really good like pokes. I think she's got her that one really long string that ends in an overhead that she can, you know, like, no one's gonna believe you're gonna end in the overhead, but if you do, you're gonna catch someone out. I believe MILEENA with what cameo do MILEENA's use? At the beginning of the game, it was MILEENA Scorpion, but I think a lot of them have started to use Chameleon now. MILEENA Chameleon, I've seen that a lot. Yeah, I think MILEENA Chameleon is definitely in sweaty little boy tier. I think this is a very sweaty little boy type of team. Sub-Zero is really good in Combat League in this current moment in time. Sub-Zero Chameleon is a pretty freaking good team, but it's just Sub-Zero players are so annoying. They just run away, ice clone, you know. It's just so annoying, bro. I hate fighting Sub-Zero. But a lot of them, they do have that mix with back 2 and back 3, but obviously his back 2 is pretty slow. I don't think he needs any nerfs. I think he's fine where he is. Like, I don't think you'd want to nerf a character like Sub-Zero in his current state, but it doesn't mean I have to like fighting him anymore. I think he's in the you play like this tier. Like, he is yeah, he's a bit of a scummy one. Sub-Zero Chameleon is definitely a bit of a scummy one. Next in you play like this. Oh, I forgot to. I think I should put him a little bit higher. But KANG. Oh my god. No, I think he goes up here. I think MILEENA goes down and KANG goes up. KANG, the forward 4 merchant. KANG is so annoying, bro. KANG will just forward 4 you to death. Like, and they buffed him in the most recent patch. They gave him a safe net after his, I think it's his stand 3. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his stand 2 or stand 3, but one where it goes doosh dash. I'll show it. Editing Michael will show the move. KANG Kung Lao, the tick throws, you know, the strike throw. I think he's just so powerful. I just can't respect any KANG players. Like, I just can't respect it, bro, because I know what you are. You're not a good man. I know what you are. You're not good. You're not a good person. SEKTOR, another Chaos Reigns character. I think SEKTOR players who decide to zone specifically, the SEKTOR players who decide to zone, this tier is all for you. Just straight scumbags. And if they have Mataro behind them, they can teleport away from you, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just such a toxic team. Like SEKTOR Mavado is just so Motaro is just so toxic, man. Would she beat REIKO? Because she can teleport, I think she would beat REIKO. ASHRAH would get zoned. ASHRAH would get outzoned. I think she beats ASHRAH. Yeah, I think she beats ASHRAH. Would she beat MILEENA? No, I think MILEENA is so good up close. REIKO is good up close too, but MILEENA can get in if she's got Chameleon, and she's also got her ball roll. She's also got her teleport. Like, I do believe MILEENA could get in this fight. I think MILEENA would just edge over a SEKTOR player, but I believe SEKTOR is better than these three. I do believe so. And these are my top 3 tiers. I think this is an accurate representation of the current state of Combat League, I think. Now we get into this. You're a somewhat honest player. Somewhat has to be emphasized here, because there are some characters I'm going to put in this tier that are scumbags, but they're just not in ew, you play like this, or they're not sweaty little boy, or they're not touch grass. Okay? I'm not saying that these characters shouldn't be in these tiers above, but they're just not better than these characters, and I feel like these top 3 tiers kind of need to be distinct. Best character in this tier, I think, is TAKEDA. I think TAKEDA, in the recent buff they gave to his low psi, making that a low. I talked about that in my buff TAKEDA video. They needed to make that a low. I think they needed to make that a low just to give him something to make your mind work, you know, like, otherwise what are you afraid of when you're playing against TAKEDA? Like, there was no way he was gonna open you up before, but now that he's got that low, I think he is a little bit better. I saw that someone in the CYRAX tournament was able to get top 8 with TAKEDA, and I think TAKEDA is like, well, if you play TAKEDA SEKTOR, that's probably his best team, but it is kind of scummy if we're being honest with ourselves. But I think he's not as scummy as the guys above. I think he's the top of the honest player, but that's why it's somewhat honest player, because TAKEDA can be a bit dishonest. He can be a bit scummy. I think Rain should also have a mention towards the top of this tier. The Rain players that don't zone are really good. I think Rain has got really good setups. I think the cancels is, I don't know what input it is, because I don't play Rain, but the one where he goes like that, you can do that into grab. You can do grab combos with Janet. I think he obviously has pretty good zoning. I think he has a pretty good armor move. I think Rain is just an all-round really solid good character, you know, but he's not toxic. Like, he's like Liu Kang if he wasn't toxic, if that was the best way for me to describe Rain, because he's got the grab combos, he's got the pressure, but he's just not toxic with it, you know. I just believe that, yeah, Rain is somewhat honest, the ones that don't zone, but he can be pretty dishonest when he starts to stand back there and throw that projectile and do the one where it goes up in the sky and throw the thing down. But I usually don't struggle with that, because I'm usually playing a character that has a teleport or some way of counter zoning, because I hate zoners, and I make it a mission of mine to play a character that has some level of counter zoning, you know. Next up in the honest player tier, General SHAO. General SHAO is good, but General SHAO is honest. I think SHAO Chameleon is a very, very strong team, but SHAO Tremor is so fun. Like, I believe SHAO Tremor is so much more fun, but if you want to be competitive, you run SHAO Chameleon. You know, SHAO Chameleon is a good team. I was watching, I think it was it EVO or was it Final Combat? But there were a lot of General SHAO players. I can't remember which one it was, but there were a lot of General SHAO players doing pretty well in that tournament. When he gets his axe down, he's obviously a very, very powerful character, but if you want pressure and 50-50s, just pick Homelander. You know, like, when you lose to a SHAO, you're kind of like, okay, like you got me. Like, that's how I feel when I lose to a General SHAO. Next up, I'll just put them both up and talk about them both. I'm not sure who goes in front here. I don't know who's better between Kitana and Lee Mei. Yeah, I think Lee Mei will struggle more against the better characters than Kitana. But I think Kitana is pretty good. She's got armor combos with a lot of cameos. She can do armor combos with Jax and with FERRA and with Janet Cage. She can be really annoying though. She can be pretty dishonest. Kitana, if I'm being honest, she can zone you out. She can attempt to zone you out, but there's better zoners above her, like fucking SEKTOR and REIKO. So yeah, I believe Kitana is a pretty good character. She's pretty good. Same thing with Lee Mei. Lee Mei, she was my original main. She can, obviously, she has her poke counter with her her enhanced down back 3. She can counter any pokes, which is so broken. Like, but I don't think it's broken because she's like the only character in the game who can do it, and like you kind of gotta have it down to be able to do it. But yeah, I think Lee Mei is pretty honest. You know, she has really fun combos, really cool combos. She has grab combos with specific cameos like Janet Cage, and I think yeah, Lee Mei is just honest. I think she's pretty honest. That's all I think about her. Hold on, I forgot about somebody. I think Noob SAIBOT is up here. I think Noob SAIBOT is a pretty honest character. I've seen a lot of Honeybee using him with Mavado, and yeah, and it's a pretty good team. You can use him with Mavado or Sub-Zero. I like Noob SAIBOT plus Sonya. I know it's not the best team, but I just enjoy that team, so I play it because I have fun with it. But yeah, Noob SAIBOT, you know, Embrace Chaos. It's kind of difficult to get it off sometimes. But if you have the right cameo, you can get it off. And once that is up, he becomes a bit of a monster. But then obviously after Embrace Chaos, he loses a lot of his stuff. He has built-in 50/50s, but they're negative. They're not safe. You can't really make them safe unless you have like a SEKTOR or a striker or a Kano behind you, which no Noob SAIBOT players really use those 3 cameos. So you can't really make his 50/50 safe that way. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say on Noob SAIBOT. I think he is pretty honest. I think he has got his lows and his overheads, but we know where they are in his strings, you know. With Chameleon, he can look pretty good, I think. But everybody looks good with Chameleon. Yeah, I think Noob SAIBOT's a pretty honest character in my opinion. Yeah, my main Peacemaker. I think in the recent patch, not recent patch, but like 2 patches ago, they took away a lot of his stuff. They toned down his damage scaling. They toned down his they nerfed his armor. They made it a lot more fair. They toned down a lot of things with Peacemaker, and now he's way more of an honest character. I use him with SEKTOR to kind of maybe cover up a little bit of his things he lacks in the game. I think Peacemaker SEKTOR is still probably Peacemaker's best team in my opinion as a Peacemaker main. But yeah, I think Peacemaker he's somewhat honest. Like somewhat, you can still be toxic with Peacemaker, but there's always going to be better characters to be toxic with. Like Low Eagly is still a pretty powerful special move. I think that's kind of all he's got. Low Eagly, anti-gravity, yeah, anti-gravity plus cameo I think is a pretty good way to get in with Peacemaker. That's what I do a lot. Empty anti-gravity with SEKTOR behind me, and it's just free neutral. Like I'm straight in. But yeah, I believe Peacemaker, they took a lot of his stuff away. I'm kind of sad they took his damage away. I wish they'd give him his damage back and just keep the nerfs to the armor and to the zoning. I don't really care about that anyway. Just give me my damage. That's what I want. But yeah, I think he's somewhat honest. I think has been brought down to somewhat honest. I think the same thing about OMNI, my second main. OMNI, there's nothing he does exceptionally well. He does struggle a lot in neutral. You kind of need a neutral cameo behind you if you're using OMNI. You know, OMNI Jax, OMNI Kung Lao are probably the teams you want to run if you're an OMNI player. They gave him the buff to his 4-2. It's kind of hard to convert off of it. If you're using Mavado, you can do alright, but I just don't believe in OMNI Mavado. I just don't believe in it. I think OMNI, he just struggles so much in neutral and opening you up. Like I don't think Mavado is the way to go, because what are you afraid of if you're playing against OMNI? His 4-3 is the only, like, I guess scary move he has. But otherwise, 4-2 is reactable. Stand 1-2 is plus, but everybody knows stand 1-2 is plus. Stand 2-2 is overhead. Everybody knows stand 2-2 is overhead. Like you can just sit there and block everything an OMNI player does, you know. He also has his enhanced Viltrumite stance to counter pokes, which is pretty fucking good. Like I do that a lot. I just go for boom, grab. It's so satisfying. It's probably the most satisfying thing to do in this game, countering someone's jab with the enhanced Viltrumite stance. But otherwise, I don't think he's got a lot. It's kind of annoying because I think he's so cool in this game, but he just doesn't have the oomph that other characters have, you know. He just doesn't have that. I think Smoke is better than. See, the thing is he better than? Yes. Is he better? Yes. Yes. I think that's fair for Smoke. I think Smoke, he's got pretty good tools with the invisibility. I think it's all about the invisibility of Smoke. Once Smoke goes invisible, good luck dealing with that shit. Like that shit, even to this day, like invisible Smoke with SEKTOR behind him. I have a friend called Silas that plays Smoke a lot, and man, once he goes invisible, bro, good fucking luck. Like it's just so difficult to deal with an invisible Smoke. But when he's visible, like you know, he can be dealt with. He does have his cancels always. He's always had his cancels, but you can jab him out of them. You can try and poke him out of them though, so they're not as powerful as people make them see. People like to think that they are. Like you can jab a lot of those gaps. A lot of it is fake mix. It's not real. But yeah, I just don't think Smoke is better than any of the characters above him, in my opinion. I think he'd lose to all of them. Speaking of invisible characters, I think Reptile is pretty honest in his current state. I just want to say I really downplayed Reptile. I don't know, I think when I was editing or when I was recording this, I forgot how good Reptile actually is. In reality, I think he's way towards the top of somewhat honest. Like I think he's closer to Rain and what's it called? He's closer to Rain and Noob SAIBOT than he is to BRAINPOWER towards the end. I believe so. I do believe. That was my mistake. I wasn't thinking Reptile is a lot better than where I put him in this video. Sorry. Like he doesn't do anything exceptionally well. Like if you're playing Reptile, you're playing him because you like him. There's nothing. It's like, oh my god, like Reptile's so good. Like his invisibility setups are good, but like again, the same thing with Smoke. Like when he's visible, he's not really that scary. They did give him a lot of stuff though. He can cancel his back two off and go invisible, and he can cancel a couple of his moves when he goes back like that, or he goes for a move and then he can go invisible and then he's doing something else. I think those things are make him very interesting, but he's not that good anymore. Kung Lao. Now Kung Lao, I was watching the Ryu tournament and there was a really good Kung Lao player in there. But again, once it was this is in the grand finals, and once it got to grand finals time and his opponent switched to Homelander, he was forced to switch to Homelander, you know. So I think Kung Lao, it's very interesting the buffs that he got in regards to his spin. I think the nerfs he got to his armor are just pathetic. I think nerfing that sort of thing when all of these, like when you haven't done anything to these three, to Johnny, to Homelander, to SINDEL, like it's pathetic. I think it's fucking pathetic. Where's that energy for these three characters? Like, I understand the armor stuff was very powerful with Kung Lao, and I'm not even a Kung Lao player, and it was very annoying and very powerful, but literally these three are way more annoying and powerful than a Kung Lao. Let's be honest with ourselves. And it's just annoying to see that being taken away from him when these guys get to keep everything. It's bullshit in my opinion. But yeah, Kung Lao, you need to be very good to be good with Kung Lao, I think. But he still has really good tools, you know. He still has his dive kick is still really good when you do it empty, you know, to get in. It's a very good neutral tool. He's obviously got his hat. He's obviously got he still kind of has the armor thing, but it costs 2 bars and all. It's just not worth it. But the new buff to his spin is very, very good. When he can the spin move and where he can move really fast when he does that now. He has an air hat now, so I think they gave him good things. But let me see, would he beat Elime? Yeah. I think Kung Lao beats Lee Mei. Would he beat Smoke? Yeah. Would he beat Kitana? I don't know. I think Kitana would stop him from jumping around a lot. I think Kitana would struggle to stop him from jumping around. So I think that's a fair spot for Kung Lao right now. Barraka. Barraka's ass. And I'm so happy he's bad. Because, oh my god. Barraka CYRAX at the beginning of this game is literally the most toxic game this game has ever bred. I've never raged as much to any of these teams at the top than I have to Barraka and CYRAX at the beginning of this game. Oh my god. I don't give a shit if he's this bad. You're a somewhat honest player. That somewhat needs to be capitalized for Barraka, because this nigga is not honest at all. They just nerfed him a lot, and they nerfed CYRAX, so he's not as good as he was. But when they brought CYRAX back for that one patch right before Evo, like, seeing Barraka come back was just so... just made my head hurt, man. But that's Barraka. Geras, I think Geras is pretty good actually. But again, how does a Geras open you up? He's got really good damage, but he's gonna constantly want his hourglass charged. But either you spend 1 barameter or you have to do it 3 times in neutral, which you can try and get away with Kung Lao cameo, but a lot of the Geras players use Motaro now, so I don't know. He still does really good damage though. Like the click combos are still really strong. Like doing that into teleport, into Movado teleport or Kung Lao teleport, and getting really high damage off that. Like he still does a lot of damage, but I just don't think he does anything exceptional. His combo escape, his escape for 2 bars is really good. But I was playing against the Geras the other day. I can't remember who I was playing as, but he was trying to escape my combos and he just couldn't do it. Like I think with some characters, the Geras kind of struggles to use that combo escape, the air escape that he has. But I think he's still somewhat decent character, but I just don't think he's... is he better than Barraka? Yeah. Is he better than Reptile? Yeah. Is he better than OMNI Man? No. I think this is where he's at, in my personal opinion. In Combat League. Remember, this is a Combat League list, not an Evo list, not a combat Final Combat list, not a CEO list. This is Combat League. Raiden, Lord Raiden. Raiden is another one of those heavily emphasized on the somewhat honest. Raiden was very toxic in his day. He's better than all these guys. He's up here, I think. Raiden, they took away a lot of his toxic stuff. He's way more honest now, but he still has his 4-3s, his lows. He still has his 4-3-4. He still has pretty decent combo damage, but I think he's just a lot more honest now. Like I think they took away a lot of his bullshit. You know, his Storm Cell is worse than it was, and I'm happy for that because, bro. But then again, when you're nerfing Storm Cell, you know, you're nerfing Storm Cell, but like I don't think what's her name, SINDEL, has had a significant nerf since she released. Like I understand why Storm Cell needed to be nerfed, but SINDEL, I think she's always been top 5. Always. Since this game released, I think she's been top 5. So it's like the same energy needs to be reciprocated here. I just don't believe that it is. I don't know why someone would ever choose Shang Tsung. Like just to zone, like I don't get it. I don't get it. I think Shang Tsung plus Chameleon is a good team. Is he better than Barraka? Yes. Is he better than Reptile? Yes. Is he better than Geras? Yes. Is he better than OMNI Man? No. No, I don't think he is. Shang Tsung is he's just very complicated. I think to get a lot of damage out of him, you need to be able to use the old Shang Tsung's body swap properly, and the body swap thing is just it's so RNG. Like it's not a factor that you can really think about, and a factor that you can really include when you're talking about a character, because you never know who you're gonna fight. Like, yeah, obviously once you get to higher ranks, you're gonna be fighting a lot of Homelander and fucking Johnny and Scorpion and NITARA, but I just don't think he does anything exceptionally well. I think he's pretty mid. I think Shang Tsung is pretty mid. Tanya, rest in peace. What the fuck did they do in this balance patch, bro? They destroyed Tanya. Now, again, I'm not here saying that the spin on block was fair. It's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. But, again, look at Homelander. Look at Johnny Cage. Like, it's very difficult to see characters like her and Raiden and Peacemaker and Kung Lao get these nerfs. When I say Peacemaker and Raiden were a bit more warranted than Kung Lao and Tanya, but like it's just like they're not as good still. There's as those guys in the top 5. Maybe offline, yes, but I think the spin is very good. I think she's a very boring character though. Like she kind of wants to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. But like Tanya Goro, it's just not as strong as it was before. It's just not as strong as it used to be because of that nerf to her spin on block. So I think that took away a lot for her. Like that kind of took away what she is. It would be like taking away CYRAX's bombs because she does have the low launcher that she can do from like full screen. She has pretty good normals, neutral normals, like disjointed normals where she's not attacking you with her baton thing. I think she's better than BRAINPOWER. She's better than Reptile. Would I be more scared of Reptile or Tanya? I don't even fight Tanya anymore, lads. This is a Combat League tier list, and I'm gonna be honest. If there's characters that I don't really fight, I'd say I don't fight Raiden. I don't fight Tanya. I don't fight Shang Tsung. I don't fight Omni Man anymore. I don't fight Peacemaker at all. I do fight Smoke every now and then. I do fight Li Mei every now and then. I don't fight Kung Lao ever. You know, but when I think about how good a specific character is like REIKO, no matter how I don't fight him as much, I will still fight a REIKO player every once in a while, and it's pretty annoying to deal with. I still think REIKO is pretty annoying to deal with, but I think this is the final tier list. This is in its current state. I think this is how the Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns Combat League tier list looks. I think the top 5 are solidified right now in this current state of the game. I believe the second top, the sweaty little boy tier, are solidified. Maybe you can make an argument for REIKO to get in there. I think REIKO's a bit too low, to be honest. Actually, now that I'm looking at this list, I think he's better than all these guys. I think this is the current state of the game. You'll be seeing a lot more of these characters up here than these characters down here. And it's like funny that like most of the characters I play are down here. Like I play TAKEDA, I play NOOB SAIBOT, I want to play General SHAO. I'm trying to learn him. I play General SHAO kinda. Peacemaker is my main. OMNI Man is my second main. You know, I somewhat know how to play as Gearus, but do I play any of these guys? I know how to play as Homelander from when I'm recording my video again as Homelander, but I haven't used him really. You don't need to know how to play as Liu Kang to play as Liu Kang. It's so brain dead. Like anybody could pick up this character and do it. But should I mess around with this a little bit more? I think Kenshi's ceiling is higher. Is it higher than NITARA? No, I just don't know. I think this one could be. Is this order? I think you could argue about the order of this one. I think that you can argue for who is at the top of this tier right here. But I just think ERMAC, I've fought a lot more ERMAC. Well, not a lot more, but I just think the ERMAC players that I've fought are way better players than the Scorpion FERRA or the NITARA FERRA. You know, I want this to be a conversation though, so if you disagree, let me know in the comments, and next video I upload will be something pretty cool, so I will see you guys there for that. Talk to you in the next one. Bye guys.